Okay.
What's up, y'all? My name is Ian Edwards, and welcome to the Soccer Comic Rant. We got some special guests in today. The studio is going to be packed. I don't even know where to start. First of all, welcome to All Things Comedy. And you can check out a bunch of podcasts from a bunch of funny-ass comics at allthingscomedy.com on a variety of topics. This is Soccer Comic Rant, and we have a sponsor. It's onthevolleyapparel.com. And you go to onthevolleyapparel.com, and they have tanks, T-shirts, hoodies, and sweatshirts for men, women, and they can also outfit your local teams. And some of their gear has hip-hop soccer emblems on the front, combinations. So beautiful designs, and you can get 20% off if you use my promo code ComicRant. So go to onthevolleyapparel.com for that. Let me see. We have some guests. We have another person coming. The table is already full. And this was match week 6, right? But first, let me start introducing everybody at the table. We have Martin Harris. He's a Polish Spurs fan who's always wrong, so everybody knows him. So, what's up, Martin?
Hey, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. And XG marks the spot. Xavier Guerrero,
what's up,
another Spurs fan.
Yo, I gotta give it to him. He comes with his facts, though.
Yeah, he has facts.
He's been here. I'll give him. He has facts.
He has
so
facts.
We gotta give him that much.
But then he has some things that are
outlandish,
completely outlandish.
Shit.
Yes. So it's like you have to but you know the outlandish shit from the fact shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. and Tony Okumbawa. Did I say it right?
That's close enough, man.
That's close enough.
Yes,
say it right for me. Okumbawa. Yeah. Once you say it, then I can say it.
Okay. So you can say it again.
Okumbawa.
There you go.
Boom. Told you. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks,
and you were a DJ on Ellen's show from 2003 to 2006. Is that correct?
And then from 2008 to 2013.
And so you went back.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And how was your time working on Ellen?
Great. Really good fun.
And you're a British Nigerian or a Nigerian British person?
Yes, I am.
And
I'm a Gooner. Don't forget.
And you're. I'm trying to leave out the bad parts.
Oh, come on now. You know you want to be like
I like that.
In that area, you want to be like me. That's okay. Not everybody can be. Not everybody can be chosen. And
why would I want to be a gunner?
Arsenal every day, mate.
For you, yeah. I mean, listen, man. I am what I am. I'm a Man U fan, and we're going through it right now. We're learning what it feels like to be you guys and you guys. That's all.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch, man.
That's funny.
It is a stretch. It's never that bad. You're right.
Comedy, man. That's, I'm glad to be here, but I know you guys got jokes and you've already started.
Yeah.
It's coming fast and furious.
Yeah.
But let me have a drink of water and settle in my chair first.
Nah, man, it's on, bro.
A little yokey yoke.
You don't want to start the game slow because then you'll go goals down and you got to come back.
But jokes,
and you already did that this weekend.
Jokes are usually coming from the point of pain.
All
first,
I can say
is that is true.
I will say is we'll be blowing bubbles. West Ham did you nice.
No, I mean a lot of teams are going to do us nice, and West Ham was one of the teams that I expect. I expect City to give us trouble. I mean Leicester City to beat us.
I expect everybody to give you trouble.
I mean, I think we're a mid-table team. Like you're not gonna if you're gonna argue with me about Man U, you're not gonna get any arguments from me.
Okay, that's good. As long as we know that, I can just face the ice cream fans.
I'm a realist.
This whole season, he's been like that.
This whole
season started
season
like that. He's like, we're gonna be good.
Since I know him.
Yeah.
So the last 5 years.
No.
Last 5 years.
Yeah, I'm a logical guy. Like Roy Keane was on a show on Sky, and he was like, "You saw that?
Yeah."
And what do you think about him saying that we don't have the players?
I mean, he was talking about. Roy Keane was a terror when he played.
Right.
And so he was grit, and what he lacked in talent, he made up for in heart.
Right.
And he was expecting a bunch of other players to have that kind of heart. But to be really honest with you, in the modern game, it's kind of hard to find that kind of Roy Keane player anymore. Everybody's like being paid enough, trying to make sure they don't get hurt, not letting it sort of all hang out that way. Like, who in the Premier League plays like that today?
I don't believe
Sissoko,
that.
Maybe.
Sissoko, he still takes
Sissoko. What's the guy from Chelsea? He scored yesterday or this week. Conte. There's players that play Listen, it's endless. Everybody on Man City, they're paid. They run endless. Everybody on Liverpool,
the only person
they run endlessly.
The only person who I would liken to that Roy Keane heart is the Man City Brazilian holding midfielder, the one who's like older now.
I know you're talking about. Not
Fernandinho.
Fernandinho.
But
He's the only one.
But I'm saying Man City has heart all over the field. Like, and even Liverpool, like Firmino comes back and defends. Mane comes back. Sadio Mane comes back and defends.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking
You're
about...
being specific. But I'm talking about
in general.
There's players that are playing total football.
I agree with you.
Forwards.
But when the going gets rough, that's what he's talking about. Like Roy Keane would be up in people's faces.
Right.
His teammates' faces.
But I don't see that on Man U.
You don't see that hardly anywhere on the Premiership. Premier
but
League.
I don't think Man City has to do that because they've already done it in the locker room.
Listen,
I don't think Liverpool has to do that because they've already done it in the locker room.
what did they say? It's easy to be a boxer until you get hit in the face. Like, that's when you really know. I mean, Man United are getting hit in the face now.
Right.
And so who's going to step up and be that person to say to the manager, you stay out of the dressing room. We're going to have a talk amongst ourselves and rile the troops and really get everybody to... That's a Roy Keane type player. I don't know if there's many people who do that nowadays.
Yeah, and you're right. And
I don't think that's our problem.
I think Man U has veteran players, but none of them is really that kind of type because Mata, he's a nice guy. He's just too nice of a guy. I listened to his interviews. He's a very intelligent, very highly intelligent person, but he doesn't have that in him for sure. And I think also he's not getting better as a player. Season after season. You have Matic, same thing. He's regressing.
Is Matic still there?
He's still there. He's still there. Wow. You have Ashley Young. You have a bunch of veterans on the Man U team.
Ashley Young walks tough. And I'm like, put your shoulders down unless you're gonna play like that. You know what I'm saying?
He does okay sometimes.
He does okay sometimes. I'm not gonna shit on him as much as everybody else does. But a tough guy is not our problem because other teams don't have tough guys. They just have everybody with skill putting in shifts. So we need more skill. And West Ham was one of the teams that I expected would give us trouble. I knew it wasn't. We went down there to play them. Like, we could lose that game, and we did lose that game. And I watched it. It was disappointing. But at a certain point, it's like, if I know my girl is going to leave me, am I shocked when she does leave? So yeah.
Well, I tell you
so
what.
When they lost,
I tell you what didn't help you is those jerseys. Oh goodness me! Fashion designer needs to.
They're all right. But we don't have the best jerseys.
There's nothing going really well for you this season, is there?
Nah, not really.
Yeah.
Nah. Here's my problem. This is my only comment on the game.
Okay.
I don't mind losing to West Ham, but you can't lose to West Ham with Chung on the bench and with Gomez on the bench. You have to lose with the kids on the field so that the people watching can see their growth and have some hope. You have to lose with hope. Like, I was talking to my friend Lloyd. He's a Villa fan, right? He went to the Arsenal game, right? That's because Villa played you guys, right?
Yeah, we played
and they lost to you guys. But on the way home, an Arsenal fan was like, man, you guys are like, you're ready for the Premiership. Like, so Lloyd lost. They lost the game to you guys, but you can say Villa has a future, and they're gonna get better. And I've been watching Villa play since they came to the league this year, and McGinn, Grealish, and they're just ballers, and they're better players in the midfield than we have.
They got that 22-year-old Brazilian. The one, is he 22?
Yeah, but he didn't play. They got him from Man City.
No.
Not Douglas.
Not Douglas.
The other one, the striker, Wesley?
Yes, Wesley.
Yeah. Wesley.
Yeah, he scored. He scored. But the thing is this. Teams get up for big teams. Mid-table teams and lower teams, when they know they're going to the Arsenal or to Chelsea or to, Man U, they really, really get up for the big boys. They this is our time to be on primetime TV. I'm going to, they really, the only time those teams tend to win is when they play their best football and the team they're playing is not hitting on all cylinders.
Well, can I just answer that?
Go for it.
When you're Villa, every team you play is a big team because you just got to the Premiership and everybody is ahead of you. So
I
they
don't know.
they
I don't
they
know.
they came out. The first game they played this year was against you guys.
Yeah.
Against Spurs,
Yes.
and they took the lead on you
They
guys.
took the lead.
Mhm.
And they
Against the
they took,
run of play.
they took the game to you guys.
Yeah.
Hard. They took the game to you guys, and every team I've seen them play, they took the game. Norwich is taking the game to people.
But here's the thing.
Sheffield
Ian.
United is taking the game to people.
But this is the new Premier
not
League.
fucking
you know,
around.
and somebody said that, I think, a couple of days ago on one of the broadcasts I've watched. You know, it's a new Premier League. People forget one thing. Even the last team in the league gets over 100 million pounds per season. So even those lower teams, they spend money and they have some decent players.
Yeah.
That
So
I agree
it's
with.
Yeah.
It's a new Premier League where
Yeah, yeah.
anybody has good players. Like every team has some good players.
Except Man United.
But I see where he's coming from. It's different when you go play Liverpool.
Yes, it's prime time.
I
That's
feel
your
you.
time to
Obviously
shine.
not
I feel
for.
you.
That's your time to shine. And here's what else I would say to that point. Not all teams are newbies. Like Aston Villa in Birmingham, their following is huge.
Yes, they're huge.
So you know they're not new to.
They've won the Premier League
You know
before.
they're not. Aston Villa?
I think they did.
No,
No?
not the Premiership.
Not the Premiership,
No.
but
Not
they
the
won
Premiership, but the
league
before,
before
the
that.
league before
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Newcastle's
They
another
won
one.
the champions, the old
What'd you say?
champions.
Yeah.
Newcastle?
Newcastle's another one where it's like they're at the bottom, but they have
But
a
they're-
huge
they're a
following.
huge
They're
team.
huge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ken-
dude, they're
Yeah.
huge.
But they are Newcastle,
Yeah,
and they
that's-
have that
Their
owner.
owner is just not,
Yeah, I mean,
not,
I
not
don't,
the greatest owner.
They got some issues there, that's for sure.
But going back to Man U, you know, listen, I think you said it a couple of weeks ago, and it's a problem every single game. Like Declan Rice played circles around your midfielders. He played circles around them
I mean,
the whole game.
Listen,
you know what?
West Ham wasn't that great
Let me
either.
let me
Go
just
ahead.
come in here for a second.
Please get him, Gunnar.
I mean, people who live in glass houses should not throw stones.
Holy shit!
I
I mean,
damn.
really,
I
just
like this
because
guy.
Harry Kane stumbled into a goal, it doesn't mean nothing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? People who live in glass, Leicester beat you. Leicester
but
beat you.
On
There's
the
two of
last
us here.
podcast,
There's two of
on
us
the
here.
last
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
I told them no, I was scared of Leicester.
I mean-
They came in, they looking good.
But I told you we were
We
scared
got
of
robbed.
Leicester,
We got robbed, but
somehow
we'll get to
Huh?
our game.
What did you say?
We got robbed with the second goal. That's
Dear
fine.
Lord.
Hey.
we could get to that game right now.
No,
wanna
let's
hit it up?
finish menu. Let's talk
I-
Man
I-
U.
I-
Let's
you
talk
have-
about Man U.
You have more to say?
Yeah, I have more to
All
say.
right,
Go ahead, say.
Say it.
So, So the
Try,
problem that-
try to stay.
I'll give you.
No, I just want you to make sure you're on
I'll give you-
camera. That you're not profiling
my
and
bad.
turned away.
I didn't realize we
Yeah,
were
yeah.
I'll give you four quick thoughts, quick points. First of all, Rashford is not growing as a player as much as he should have.
shit.
He didn't do anything in terms of progress in the last 2 years. Second
Can
of all,
I
your midfield doesn't
can
function
I
at all.
answer your points one at a time?
Okay, yeah, sure.
So Rashford is not growing as a player, but also somebody told me this today. Like, first of all, you have a point and you don't have a point.
Okay.
So one of the points is, I'm going to agree with you, as far as when you look at the lineage of the last set of Man U strikers, we can talk York and Cole, Ibrahimovic, Rooney, Van Persie, and you put Rashford there. He does not live up to those guys.
He's a baby. Give
And
him a
he's-
chance.
Right. And he's a baby, but even those guys at his age were ahead of him.
So here's the key. You have to remember.
So he's right as far as
No,
that's
listen.
concerned.
I can't believe I'm defending a Man United
Try
player,
it.
but I'll just say
I
it.
knew I could do
Unbelievable.
it.
The first thing is he's a baby. He's just got out. Secondly, he's only just been given the role of a
number 9,
striker.
right.
He's only just been given
Right.
it. He's been playing in a role that has not been natural for him.
True.
So you gotta give him a chance.
Right.
I mean, listen. Rome wasn't built in a day, and you keep comparing him to these legends who were literally
Actually, he did, yeah.
anchors for teams.
Right. But here's the thing I was going to say in his defense. Those players had a midfield system that supported them and created a lot of chances for him to miss, for those players to miss so that they can make the chances that they made. And he doesn't have that. So that's why I'm saying
Okay.
he's right and he's wrong. So I can't agree with you until there's a team to support this guy to get him passes so that he can take his chances.
Okay. What
Second
else were you gonna
thing,
say?
no midfield. Third thing, Solskjaer.
Everybody knows that.
Solskjaer won a couple of games on fumes of brilliant tactical mind of Jose Mourinho because the team was still playing Mourinho's football that's how it is for first couple of months, and now we see
Word
that Solskjaer.
Because Mourinho's football
no,
was losing.
No, he got you guys second in the league, and you weren't second best team in the league. So he did fine.
But
he did fine, and
but
he won
that's
2
not the
cups.
season he got fired.
No, but look now, Solskjaer. You see any vision? You see any tactical mind here? You see any consistency? No. It's clearly he's clearly the role, the job got too big for him.
Yeah, I think he's definitely in over his head. To be at a club like Man United that early in his coaching career, it's not like he's Chelsea where they're financially restricted, so they have to keep someone who they can afford like Lampard. I think that he's definitely in over his head.
I think he makes mistakes. And if he doesn't correct them, he's going to pay for them. And I think...
you guys petered out the end of the season, and
Right.
you've petered into this season.
Right.
How many more mistakes does he need to make? How long are you willing to give him?
This is my thing. If he plays the kids, I'll give him a chance. If you're going to lose with old dudes, then you're out.
Well, look at the team that's played at West Ham. Pull the squad. I think Matic was there, Ashley Young was there, all those guys. Yeah, look.
Well, Young is there, right?
Mata, Ashley Young, Matic.
Young is there because Shaw is injured. But I also thought we should have got another back in the off season, just in case the same scenario happened. And I mentioned that on the show. So now you're stuck with Young. Matic, I'm not as angry at Matic as most Man U fans are, or the ones that are vocal. I think he can play a certain amount of time in a game and give you value. Like, I was watching him play because everybody's so critical, and he had a lot of forward passes. But Mata, when Gomez is on the bench, doesn't make sense. And then Solskjaer did not make the substitution of putting in Chong at all or earlier, and then he put in a Fred. It's like, come on, man, let's lose with some. Let's lose with our players.
I also think that it's easy for us to be armchair quarterbacks here to a certain degree, but he's thinking about the midweek games. He's thinking about fresh legs. He's thinking about people coming back from injury, giving them playing time.
True.
Otherwise, Mata probably wouldn't have been there, or Matic probably wouldn't have been there. So who knows the minds of these genius or their lack of? But
But is he in over his head, or is he managing?
I still
the
think he's
thing?
in over his head.
What's the deal?
He's still. Listen, every manager has to face these cup tie
Right.
issues. So but I do think he's in over his head for sure.
And we do have a lot of injuries. Like Marshall is not there. Listen, when your best players are injured, you're gonna lose.
But that's football.
And that's football. But that is football.
But the better teams find a way to win.
And at the same
so the
time,
better
they
teams
spend a lot.
The better
this
teams have depth.
We spend a lot this summer. So
We spent money. Listen, the money we spent, it's canceled. We got the money back from the Lukaku sale. You know what I'm saying? We should have spent more. If you're going to spend,
plus
spend.
Selling Lukaku, he's killing it for Inter Milan in this area.
Different system.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you didn't replace with another offensive guy who can finish.
Hey man,
You
the
don't have
whole
a finisher.
organization is bad. What am I going to...
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you.
By the way, guess who you're playing next? Yeah.
The Arsenal.
Yeah, congratulations on the win on.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah.
We needed it after the Watford game.
Yeah.
We definitely needed it after the Watford game. Like I was saying earlier on, I was out of town and I was in Montreal for work, and I couldn't get the game. And so I tried to do my, NBCSN sort of app because I watched that and I couldn't get the game.
But you're in Canada, so.
Yeah, and they have some other thing. I forget what it was called, but I couldn't find it in the hotel. So I was going nuts. But so I went online and I saw we were up 2-0. I was like, oh, this is nice.
You were up 2-0?
We're up 2-0.
Against, you're talking about
Watford, yeah.
Watford.
They were, first half, 2-0, and then in the second half, they conceded like 22 goals on
so you're talking about last week?
Last week.
Yeah.
So the way we came back this week
makes
me feel better.
Right.
Now, am I comfortable? First of all, I don't think Maitland Miles needed to be sent off for that.
No.
I don't think that
it wasn't a foul at all.
Yeah, he got the ball. His momentum took the other player out. So that
wasn't a foul at all.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there's nothing they can do about it. But I thought the way we fought back showed character. The biggest problem with the Arsenal is consistency.
Yeah. I would say there's one more problem with Arsenal.
Is it? Xhaka.
I would tell you, no. Xhaka is a problem, especially as a captain.
Can I just say, any team with Xhaka as a captain, good luck. You're going to need a lot of that shit.
Okay, What were you going to say was our problem?
Okay, so here's the thing. This is a comedy podcast, and the comedy is.
So
a
that's
key
why
word
you're
here. Yeah, comedy is a key word here because there's a long tradition of British comedy duos. There is the best comedy in London right now is called Socrates and David Lewis. That's the best comedy.
David Luiz alone.
No, David Luiz.
Socrates is pretty good.
Actually, here's what I'll say. David Luiz has sometimes the ability to read the game really well. I don't know whether he just zones out, but Socrates, goodness me.
Unbelievable.
The fact that he's playing for the Arsenal can only be a financial arrangement. That's the only thing that keeps him in there. Seriously, that he can only be that because
was he the one that defended Ozil when he was getting robbed, or that was the other guy?
He passed the ball to the Watford guy in a game before, like a week before. Like he passed on his own penalty box to a striker.
Unbelievable.
Watford striker, yeah. And he technically, like you're right, the decision with red card was the wrong one, but also at the same time, it kind of the karma thing balanced out because at the end Socrates played handball in the.
No, that wasn't a handball.
First of all, it was a handball?
No, not at all. And the VAR would confirm it. First of all, he's moving his arm away. He's not trying to make himself bigger. And secondly, it could easily have been shoulder. It looked like he was twisting. So
I don't even remember this.
I remember that too.
Was the last minute of the
92nd or 3rd minute.
Oh yeah.
So I think the Arsenal deserve to win it. Mm-hmm. I think when you don't take your chances in this league,
right.
you are punished, as was the case with Crystal Palace game. They didn't take their chances.
Right.
They were up, but like forever against Wolves. They were playing with 10 men. Mm-hmm. Wolves were playing with 10 men, and they didn't take their chances. It's the same thing with Aston Villa. They had 10. We were playing with 10 men, and they didn't take their chances.
The 2 10-man team this week got points.
Yes,
you got maximum points, and Wolves pulled it back
through. So the Arsenal back four is a sieve. It leaks goals.
I mean, I would say Swiss cheese. There are bigger holes in Swiss cheese.
People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
No. People who live in glass houses can see the other glass house from their glass house.
But your house soon shatter with the stones you're throwing.
Yeah.
Because they come back to you.
I'm not even throwing stones. I'm being factual. Listen.
Seriously.
You're talking to a logical guy right now who's not defending his team crazily.
But
so why would I lie about Arsenal if I'm going to tell the truth about Man U?
Okay, so as a wing back, though, Kolasinac is good.
Yes.
I like him coming forward.
He is.
I'm not convinced about the other three as our central
defender.
You miss
Koscielny for sure, yeah. Koscielny was better.
Totally. I mean, he's a staple. Koscielny to us is like what's the name of as Zuapeta? What his name is for Chelsea? What's his name? I never can pronounce his name. The Chelsea captain.
Jagielka?
No, he's gone. The Chelsea captain, the defender.
Oh, the former one.
No,
John Terry.
The current Chelsea captain. He had a goal disallowed against Liverpool. The current Chelsea captain is as Cesar number 28. I can't.
Azpilicueta.
I can never pronounce his name.
He's done.
That was what Koscielny was to us. That guy you could rely on in the back. And today Arsenal is bringing in Rob Holding is who we're waiting for.
Yeah.
We're waiting for Rob Holding to come back from injury.
And you sold the Polish guy to Derby, who's actually a very good one.
What's the name of the defender who scored for Arsenal?
Not Rob Holding.
Chambers,
who was on loan with Fulham as a midfielder. He was playing midfield for Fulham before he came back. And then we're also waiting for one-time Barcelona was interested into him. Hector Bellerin. He's a shadow of the man he used to be.
Yes.
He passes the ball
and he was a shadow when he wasn't a shadow.
No. Bellerin was one of the best wing backs in the Premier League.
3 years ago, he had one very good season, right?
One good season. But
Barcelona was sniffing around him.
Yeah. Yep.
Hector Bellerin but he's more concerned with going to fashion shows. You see him in the press and everything.
It's hilarious.
Not shabby, though. I wouldn't mind going to a fashion show, too.
But the most important thing, how confident are you in Emery?
Not.
Yeah.
Here's the key. If you're going to make a wholesale change like that from Wenger, let me see change. Either we're going to have a rebuilding program or we're going to see immediate impact.
Whose fault is this?
It's the Emirates. It's our owner, Kroenke.
So you can't blame Emery.
Of course you can.
Why? Because if he can't make them make the changes they don't want to make.
Well, the key is this. Emery comes from Emery's caliber for me is only Europa League.
Right.
That's the highest he's ever attained.
Which is more than Arsenal has done in
recent
long ass
years,
time.
in recent years, but Arsenal was, I mean, like, listen, we'd been to the Champions League final during the Henry days.
I remember.
So, but we were still always a contender.
We've
People
been
were
there last
scared
year.
So what?
We've been there last year.
by chance. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole
By
other
VAR.
story. But exactly, by VAR.
I have to.
In VAR we trust.
I just have to go get the other guests.
No
Hold on.
worries.
Keep talking.
So-
I want the Arsenal and the gun of the fight.
No,
It'll happen.
I'll just ask you one thing, because with Emery, for me, more the fact that he's very inconsistent in his tactical choices, and he keeps changing, and he doesn't know what is his best lineup. Like, I think Aubameyang should be the center forward, but if when Lacazette is healthy, he's the center forward. And Aubameyang plays like a little bit on the wing, which I don't think is a good position for him. And he seems frustrated at times. And I think he's a top level finisher, which he proved this last game.
I think the reason Aubameyang, first of all, you can only work with the players you've got. Nicolas Pepe is still trying to find his feet. And so when it comes to strikers, I think that Aubameyang is faster. And, you give him an outlet ball, then he can sprint and cross the ball to our little man in the front. I'm zoning right now. Lacazette doesn't. He's a great hold up for such a small guy. He holds the ball up well. You know what I mean? And he's really good in the box, like close quarters, almost like an Aguero. You know what I mean? He can really sort of manipulate his way into the box. However, I feel like putting him on the wing, it won't work. What's he gonna do? He's not as fast. So you build a system with the players you've got. Now, I would keep him on the bench and have Aubameyang up front.
Yeah.
And support him with whoever I've got.
Where did Aubameyang play yesterday?
Up front.
Up front.
That's where he plays best.
But but the question is, who's going to supply him?
Who's supplying him now? He scored
Ozil
16
doesn't defend,
goals.
right?
Also, Ozil doesn't defend, and
Yeah.
Ozil is, for some reason, being very lackluster. Who else is going to be the supply chain?
You think that is a problem? The guy scores 16 goals in 16 games. So how is that Aubameyang?
That's not a problem. I'm talking
So
about where's he getting his supply from?
Danny Ceballos, I like him.
How is that a question, though, for a guy that just scored 16 goals?
That was last season, though.
Including now. He scored in every game.
Yeah, but the question is, look at the
But the
goals he
problem
scored.
is
Penalties,
him and Lacazette playing together. That's the problem.
So in terms of creativity, who is the creative machine in the middle of the Arsenal? You know, the Ozil
It has
or
to be Danny.
Danny Ceballos?
It has to be.
It has to be, but he's not.
You guys,
seriously.
midfield is a problem too.
No,
But it's still better than Manu in my
it is
opinion.
better
because of Danny.
Yeah, number one.
Oh, because of Guendouzi.
And Guendouzi, yeah.
But the question is, who is the creative out of all those players? It should be Ozil. Ozil's off his game.
Yeah, but that's something that's been said for like a couple of years now.
No,
Right.
I don't think so, because last season we still had who's gone now, the Welsh chap. Ramsey.
He
We
just
had
scored.
Ramsey.
He just scored for
Juventus.
Inter.
Juve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Juventus.
So but we had Ramsey, and we could interchange between Ramsey and hopefully on a good day Ozil.
But now you have Danny Ceballos in the role of
Yeah,
Ramsey.
but Danny Ceballos, he hasn't gelled in the Premier League yet.
Well,
He had
just
one great game though.
One great game out of the 6.
You have to give him a chance. I think.
but-
It's.
So,
he hasn't
okay,
played. He's acclimating.
If we look at the lineup right now, okay, who is going to be the provider for an Aubameyang? Especially if that Mesut Ozil in that number 10 position is a no-no, right there. That's a no-no.
But it's Ozil. It's Ozil. But you guys have to decide to play him or not. You have the guy. It's not like, listen, man, you don't even have the guy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You guys got the guy.
I don't know. I think he's done.
Would you play Ozil if he was with Manu? Would you have him or not?
I would play Ozil before I play Mata. If I'm gonna play Mata, I'll play
Yeah.
Ozil.
Ozil's a younger Mata at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Here's the key. If I can get Ozil to do what he was doing a season and a half before, then I'd sort of make sure I've got a nice, solid defensive midfield package that allows him to roam up front and be creative and do that tic-tac football.
I think Ceballos will grow into the Premier League, and he
I
will
agree.
fill that gap.
I like Ceballos.
Yeah.
I've seen him at under 21. I think it was under 20. Sorry, European Championship. He was the best player of the tournament.
How old is he now?
He's 20 or 21 or something.
No,
like
he's
that.
not 21. He's not 21.
That's fine.
Ceballos is, I'm telling you, he's probably 22, 23.
That's still young. And he just he's 6 games into the Premiership and he hasn't played all 6.
Yeah.
Ceballos.
But when you saw him play, what was his position?
He's a playmaker.
He's a playmaker?
Yes, he is.
All right.
23.
23.
23.
Oh, wow.
So you see, under 21 to 23, that's
Yeah.
in football years, that's a
That's
lot
a
of
good
years.
age.
That's
Yeah.
no, listen, I'm not saying it's not a good age.
That's
It's a great
Rashford's
age.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're not saying it's not a good age. It's a great age. The thing is, when you saw him at great levels, he was under 20 or under
Yeah.
21. Now he's
Yeah.
in football, that's a lot of time.
Nah, I just think you can't say yet because he just got. It's like when you look at Keita, Fabiano, and those guys.
Those guys took a long time
It took like
to
a
settle in.
season and a half.
Fred.
To asshole to get acclimated. So you still have a chance with this guy.
I think the
go
thing
ahead.
with Arsenal is that they don't have that time, because if you're not seeing the creative output from somebody like Ozil, you kind of expect Ceballos to step up right away,
Mm-hmm.
and that rarely happens.
But
with
that's not
somebody
gonna
coming
happen.
into
And
the
so,
Premier League.
which brings
So-
us back to the initial point I made about Emery. If he's is he rebuilding, or is he coming in to sort of build on what Wenger has done?
But whose fault is that?
Like I said, it's the team, it's
I think
management.
it's pretty much a rebuild. Like, you see how many of these.
You think
these
it's a
folks-
rebuild?
Yeah, it's a pretty much
And then
ground
you
up.
know you
right?
guys brought
But
in a lot of young dudes.
Yeah,
to
but
play.
also
No, those are from
David
the
Luiz,
academy.
he's not a young dude.
You-
David Luiz is
I'm,
not
ta-
young.
I'm talking. No, you're
Socrates?
just picking. You're just picking. You're not even listening to what I'm saying. Like
No,
there's
but
a-
I mean, if you rebuild,
you're not
bring
you're not
Socrates
listening
in.
to what
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying.
for
You're
sure,
not
for
letting
sure,
me
for sure.
say what I'm saying.
Mhm.
When that game, I saw was it Willocks or like I saw like two young kids,
Academy boys.
academy boys come in. So it might be rebuilding.
Yeah.
They might, and then it's just listen. You guys are going to be inconsistent. We're going to be inconsistent. Chelsea's going to be inconsistent. You know, you to grow. We don't have the things that Man City had when Pep got there, and even with those things, Pep took a step backwards before he could go forwards. So
But what you do have is
You
you
have-
have a cheat code in Aubameyang who can
yes,
have you escape from games
yes,
with the team playing bad.
yes.
And it's not gonna happen every game, but it's probably gonna happen in enough games for you to like hold on to that. Top
You'll
four.
be in
No.
the top 4, top 6.
Top 4 probably not. Top
No.
6 I would say yes. First of all, it's a good point you made, but the problem with Arsenal is their defensive formation.
True.
You know,
It's
like they
terrible.
will
Yeah.
score, they can
It's-
score. Pepe, I think, will start scoring. He's a good
Yeah.
player.
Number
And
one.
he's a goal scorer. He's a proper goal threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the key. With Aubameyang as our cheat code, as you put it, rightly said, the problem is he goes down or he gets tired.
Oh yeah.
Then you got Lacazette and you got Pep.
I can't rely on Lacazette. I just can't.
Wait, isn't Lacazette injured right now?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yes, he's injured. He injured
He's
himself
injured,
in,
but that's why
against
you have.
Spurs.
But that's why you have extra
to,
players.
yeah.
That's who's going to come in. Nicolas Pepe. He's still finding his feet. The
Yeah.
problem.
He scored
I,
one.
I agree with
They
a
gave him
penalty.
they gave him a penalty.
gave him one.
That helps.
The problem is this. I agree with you about, maybe we're rebuilding, but if we're going to rebuild, we need to do it the Chelsea way, which is they bring in, like they brought in Pulisic, okay?
Yeah.
And they brought in Lampard. He's not big money. He's not costing
Yeah.
us money. We brought in big money coach,
Hmm.
and we brought in a couple big money players, and then we loaned one out.
You guys bought wrong this whole summer.
I don't know. I think Tierney's going to be good for us when he comes back.
Yep.
Who?
Yeah,
And,
Tierney
uh,
But
from
not
Celtic.
the
Holding's
center backs,
coming
but the
back,
center
right?
backs.
Rob
So
Ho-
he's a holding
Don't
defender.
even Rob Holden, please.
and
Listen,
and
we
I
want
think
world-class defenders.
and I
man.
think David Luiz should be a holding midfielder and not a defender.
But I mean, I would say that, but except for the fact that they probably have in Gunduzi and Terrera somebody who can actually grow into that role
yeah.
without
and
having
Xhaka. The captain.
Shakabula.
captain.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
The captain.
Let's move on to Spurs versus who did you guys lose to?
Leicester.
Leicester.
Which is a
With
very
one
good team.
Jamie
and I'm
Vardy.
not-
There's only one Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
One Jamie Vardy.
They lost to Jamie VAR. Vardy.
Yes,
Hilarious.
listen, in the last 5 years, he's the only one who won the title amongst our teams here.
I like how you cut the memory to within to fit your time frame. As if-
Listen,
as if
I got
the
two-
years-
I got-
His prime time
Listen,
frame too.
I got two cousins in London,
Mhm.
Ola and Jide, and all they go to Spurs games. They're Spurs fans, and they do the same thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Just package it to make it
to,
fit
to
their
make
narrative.
it fit them. Like, you know what he was saying? Like, we have the best record in the Premiership in the last 2 years.
Who said-
No titles.
Statistics.
That's what he was.
that was
that's-
between 2015 and
See?
2017.
Okay, you want to hear about statistics? Have you ever gone on Premier League unbeaten? Drop the
I
mic.
don't remember.
Unbeaten
Ancient
season.
history.
Unbeaten Oh, if you're going to quote statistics, we got them all day.
Yeah, 'cause let's name all your beaten seasons.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the game then.
Yeah.
Leicester, I wouldn't be surprised if they finished top 4.
What?
I wouldn't
Uh,
be surprised.
Yeah.
They didn't.
No.
They played some major teams so far. Now they go on a run against like 5-6 weaker teams, and they're already third.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers makes.
we got 32 games to go, man.
No, I know, but they seem like a legit team. To
I think
me.
that, yeah, because they have like players in almost
Yeah,
every
players.
position you can think of.
Yeah,
But here's
James
the thing
Maddison,
with
great.
Leicester, though. They played us,
What are you
and we
talking-
had half our team out. They played you guys, United. You had half your team out,
Right.
and they got 1 point out of 6.
And they got
Right.
Liverpool.
So if they
coming up.
wanna, and these are our we are challenges, right? So competing for that like third or fourth spot.
Mhm.
If you're talking about top 4,
They should have beat us without Pogba.
It's not going to
Yeah.
happen. Listen, Leicester is not going to finish in the top 6. No, maybe
No,
no.
I-
They won't
maybe
finish in
6.
top 6.
They could.
That would be pushing 6. 6 would be the luckiest they could do.
let,
That's what I'm saying.
let me ask you all a question. Out of Leicester, Watford, not Watford, West Ham,
it's only Leicester.
and
now.
who's in Wolves?
Wolves
No,
are-
Wolves are struggling. They're struggling.
They're struggling because of Europa League.
Same with Everton. They're terrible.
But do you think Leicester, Wolves? Am I missing anybody? West Ham.
West Ham maybe.
Leicester.
Pellegrini is doing a decent job, but
Who else do you think could?
Chelsea.
Possibly.
Chelsea?
You know,
I mean-
Possibly.
Chelsea's already in the
no,
top
Chelsea's
6 to
already
me.
in it. Now, I think maybe you're looking at maybe a Bournemouth.
Maybe.
Nah, they're leaking too many goals. It will
They
catch up
always
with
leak
them.
goals.
Yeah, it will catch up with them. Like
no,
it
Leicester's
caught up with
definitely
them.
got a good shot at top
I think
6.
they got
I'm
a
just
top-
saying top
yeah.
4 is probably going to be a
Yeah,
stretch
top
with
6
their
is what I say.
You know, it's pretty thin squad. Like they
I would
have
say
11 players.
I'll give you my prediction right now. Liverpool City, Spurs, Leicester.
Nobody asked.
What?
Nobody
You-
even
you-
asked you that.
You done drunk the Kool-Aid.
Just talk about your game and stop going off
Well, very
course.
frustrating game, of course, because listen. Here's the thing with the Spurs. It's the first time in 5 years I'm not that confident about this team because it's clearly they experienced a little bit of a burnout,
Mhm.
and I think they're after getting to Champions League final and having pretty much on paper the best season in a long time. It was
And nothing,
finishing
and
third.
nothing to show for it.
No, listen, Champions League final and finishing third. It's a good.
Nothing to show for it.
It's a good result.
Nothing. Nobody remembers who came second.
I do.
Champions
I
League
do
final.
because I want to throw it in his face.
Oh yeah, I mean, when it's relevant we do. But nobody remembers.
remembers 'cause they finished second 2 years ago.
Nobody's going to say, "Oh my God, Real Madrid won the Champions League," and who did they beat again? Oh, I can't remember some team. That's how it goes.
Listen, it was a good season for Spurs, and I think it's a little bit
For
of a burnout.
Spurs.
Yeah, sure, man. We're
perfect.
still building. We're still building. We're still building.
I mean,
This-
those
we
seasons
had
are
5
always-
good
Well,
years.
let it- let
We're
it
still
finish,
building.
yeah.
We're becoming a perennial Champions League team for the first time ever. We're building, man. We're going in a good direction, but there's a stumble block right now that we have to overcome, and I think there's a little bit of a burnout. I think there was some fresh blood that entered the team right before the season, and I think it will work long term because Dombella and the Celso are good players.
Yeah.
And I think we'll be fine in long term, but right now there's a little bit of a crisis. Yes.
Okay.
And well, he's a Spurs fan too, so
Go
let
ahead.
him say.
Go ahead.
What-
So third lead, we give up. Third lead this season.
right.
How do we have a great season and start doing shit like that?
Can
No,
I?
I'm saying
know what I
we're
mean?
not. We don't have a good season so
Yeah,
far,
it's not-
but I think
it's not coming up good.
we'll get there at the end of the year. But somehow because we have too many good
You
players,
think we'll be
Can
top
I-
6?
Can I tell you why your
we'll be
season-
third. We'll be third.
Can I tell you why your season is going to get worse? Let me tell you why. Your coach is not happy, and I have a feeling he wants to leave, and he realizes he should have left at the end of last season. And I think a reason why you lost to Leicester is because he's not coaching like he wants to be there. Because you should beat Leicester. No question. You have
Why?
you don't
Okay,
have
why we
injuries
shouldn't?
because you don't have
We
no
don't should.
injuries. You have
No,
most of your team
as,
there.
as we know,
We have some injuries.
football is not mathematics. But what I will say, to sort of piggyback on what you're saying a little bit, I don't know much about. I know that he wasn't happy with the way the Eriksen situation was. That was really. I mean, he even came out and said, "Now this season transfer window's closed.
can't wait
Yeah, I
for it
can't
to
wait for
close."
clear." Exactly.
Yeah.
He came out and said that. But what I will say is, Spurs have got financial issues. They got a stadium to pay for. They cannot go and splash money. They need to
But they
earn that.
did.
And
They spent.
Pochettino
They
knows
spent.
that.
Yeah, no, listen, here's the key. They need to finish in big money positions. Now, here's the catch. How long will it last? Anyhow, so you guys are being held together by a thread financially. Anyhow,
Same with you guys.
no,
I mean,
no. Oh, no. Arsenal is flush, and that's the problem. Kroenke doesn't want to spend money.
it, yeah.
Arsenal has money. We've paid off our stadium, everything. We could spend Abramovich type spending, but we all know long term that's going to kill a club.
Right.
So Tottenham financially are being held together by a thread. You're heavily leveraged. Anyhow, you finish in a position where you cannot get that kind of big money, you will see the thread being pulled.
But-
Players will
I mean,
leave.
but they have the
he's got
players.
money.
They don't have the money.
Plus
I know that-
no,
They-
if he
they
wants to
don't
spend,
have the
he'll
players.
spend.
But that's
No,
why.
no, that's
but-
not true.
We
but
just
this-
spent over 100 million.
That's not true.
From
which-
Dumbella and Lo Celso.
That's
They were
not true.
combined
Can I
over
answer?
100 million.
Listen,
I'm going to piggyback off what you said. That's
Yeah.
why I think Pochettino is going to leave.
No, I don't think so.
No, listen.
You wish.
Let me tell you something.
And
You
I
can
know
talk
where
about-
he's going to go.
They don't have the money to spend. You look at
We
their
just spent.
Listen, okay, here's the key. You can spend money and play in installments. Okay? You can buy players. They're like, listen, we got the Champions League money coming. We're going to pay in installments.
But we just spent over 100 million.
Yes, but they didn't spend it. But
He
you got,
wanted way more players.
but number one,
Yeah.
he
How many
can
more
want
players?
it, but he can't. He
I
doesn't
like
have
the
it.
team. On paper, it's a good team.
In your, oh,
It is.
really? Who's
Yes.
your listen, in your defense, how old is Toby?
He's not at all. He's like 31.
No,
I think, 30.
exactly.
So,
For a defender,
for a center back,
for
it's
a-
not bad.
No, and how old is he's
Vertonghen.
Vertonghen.
Vertonghen's like
Vertonghen.
32, I think.
look up the ages.
Yeah.
My friend, in the Premier League, those are aging players.
Center backs?
Yes.
But they have an Argentinian and like
Who?
it's-
Who's the Argentinian they have?
Foyth, yeah.
Sean
Yeah,
Foyth.
like and then you know
He's
you
like
have to trust
21, yeah.
Pochettino that he'll have some kids ready to fill those positions.
Yeah,
But
Walker
they
Peters,
always
you know.
surprise you
Yeah.
with
So that's
players.
But I think
Or
the
Ryan
thread
came out
that
of
you're
nowhere.
talking about.
We have a deep team.
But I do think
How old is Vertonghen?
Pochettino wants to leave.
There you go.
It's not too bad for a
There you-
center back.
There you go. listen,
Not
no,
bad.
listen.
Not
it's-
bad for a center
listen.
back, for
Okay,
sure.
but here's the key. Here's the key, and this is what you might be forgetting. It might not be too old for a centre back, but you're coming to the twilights of your career, and you want to make the big money, and China comes calling. You want to go and take that last hurrah. That's what the pattern
But
has
they're
been.
gonna pick Özil before Vertonghen.
Yeah, but the question, we got other people.
Well,
to
actually,
play in
China
Malta.
is going to be a good scenario because then you're going to get the funds to replenish and
That's
find a
the-
replacement.
No, but that's the key. Will Daniel Levy replenish the squad, or will he
Yeah.
pay
Yeah,
off
he will.
debt?
He will.
Will he
proved
play-
it. He
he
proved
will
it.
pay, or will he
He'll do
pay
both.
off debt?
But
He'll do both.
I think what you
He'll do
talked
both.
about, like
He's not
Spurs-
stupid.
The Spurs project under Pochettino hanging by a thread. I think you're right, but I don't think it's a financial thing. I think it's a ticking time bomb because Eriksen's kind of like he's in the last year of his contract.
Yes.
Another window is going to open before the end of the season in the winter,
Mm-hmm.
and this is going to be the same talks going to get started all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Pochettino is going to be thinking about where his future, the Madrid jobs open,
Mhm.
job opens up, for example, or the Barcelona job
The
opens
Man
up.
U job.
Mm-hmm.
The Man
but
U
he's
job.
an Espanol guy. He won't
Yeah,
go
he
to
probably will
Barcelona.
never go to
Yeah,
Barcelona. Although I wonder how much value that the people place on that in
Money,
2019, though.
Money.
Yeah,
I mean, I agree. Conventional logic suggests that he won't, but and then you're looking at the next level of players like a Harry Kane, who is now like how old is he? 27, 28?
No, he's like 26, I think.
26, 27.
Perfect,
So
perfect age to be a
and-
Man U fan.
and
Player.
he's been one of the top players in the Premier League last 5 years. He's got nothing to show for it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna be thinking where the same thinking that's going on in Eriksen's mind is gonna go. It's gonna
Yeah.
be taking over on Harry
Yeah.
Kane's mind.
And the same thing
So-
that's going on in Pochettino's mind.
Right. So
Everybody's like, we got to
Listen,
go
I
somewhere
think-
and win some shit.
Listen, it's the same thing that happened with Van Persie.
No, it's not the same thing.
Let me tell
because-
you why. Let me tell you why, in my estimation, why it's the same thing. Van Persie realized that they were rebuilding to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And he realized he hadn't won a championship.
yeah.
And what would give him the best opportunity to win a championship
Leave.
Menu at that time.
at that time?
But
And
he
so
also,
he left.
I also saw an interview with Van Persie where he was negotiating for a contract with
Right.
Arsenal, and they weren't coming to him with anything.
Because they wanted
And,
youth.
and then he was like, all right, I'm going to take this deal.
Yeah.
Because I waited long enough to hear from you guys, so I'm out. So
Yeah,
it
he-
wasn't necessarily that.
He wanted a championship as well. But here,
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is this.
He went to the right place.
Yeah, you gotta look at the modern game. And the modern game says players at a certain point in time look out for their interests.
Themselves, yeah.
And they look out, and nobody can blame them. At the
Yeah.
age of 36, you're an adult and you're retired. And
because even Club Street players like shit.
Exactly.
After age, so it's fair enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you get to your 30s is when you start making money moves. It happens in all sports, including basketball. That's when you make your money moves. You have a team in Spurs where there are a number of players who are making money moves. And they will make money moves from Toby to Ericsson to Vertonghen to, they will make money moves.
Money and championship moves.
Just like the British guy, the left back, the one who went to Spain.
Trippier.
No, they didn't want him. They let him go.
Yeah,
They let him go.
but he also could have stayed in England if he wanted to, but he had to make a money move. So all I'm saying is this. You can hold on to that dream of Spurs. That team has been together, 5 years?
Almost 5 years, yeah.
That's a long
That's a
time for a
lifetime.
team.
Yeah.
That's a long time
Yeah,
for
but
a
I
team.
think here's there's a lot of overreacting, but I take as a
By who,
compliment.
Spurs fans?
No, by
Oh,
media,
yeah.
by media.
It's the first-
Let me finish the thought. Like I take as a compliment that people expect so much from us. That people give such a high standards. To Tottenham being a big club, and we deal with big club problems right now because that's what people expect from Spurs.
No, I think
He's actually kind of right.
We're
right.
That's what it is. The expectations are higher. That's what it is.
I'm gonna I'll let you speak first, then I'm gonna come back and address
You're
that
right,
point.
but that
And I
won't
will
save
I
you.
think we'll be
That
fine
ain't
at
right.
the end.
You
I
go
think we'll be
ahead.
fine.
This
yeah.
is a comedy show, right?
What you said about last season being a great season, but I think it's on the face of it. You didn't spend any money. You got to the Champions League final. It's a good season, but in the bigger picture of things, it's only a good season if you build on it this season, like Liverpool did. They reached the Champions
And we will.
League
It's only 6
final,
games.
Okay.
and they won it the next season, right? You make it count. If they had another season of not winning, these same talk and just missing was gonna happen with Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane. All these guys would be thinking, okay,
Time
it's
to
a
go.
good project, but how long is it just gonna remain a project?
Yeah. So let me tell you something to answer his question
and I'll
about.
say something after.
To say you waxed poetic about people expect these things from us. We're a
Yeah,
big
because
club.
we're obviously
Let him
the
finish.
big club right now.
Let me finish. People expect these things from us. We're a big club. Man, you just came. JJC, Johnny just come. And the thing about it is this: you guys have not been anywhere near this in the last number of years. You just got here.
We took your spot, guys.
Let me finish. You just got here. You peaked. Mark my word. I use the word. You peaked last year. You peaked last year. It's all downhill from now because the wind has been taken out of the sail. And that's why I said they're holding on by a thread. And you pull that thread and the tapestry unrolls.
So here's my interjection. Everybody who's watching, Martin brought this guy on the show. I don't even know. You two must have never discussed football before. Barely, because I could see the Arsenal just rising out of him.
Give me anything
to
but
slap
Tottenham.
the
No, I told you he's a big
Tottenham.
fan. I told you.
But you guys must have obviously never even got past the surface of football before.
Okay, so let me ask you something.
Yeah.
One of the things you say is you're a logical man.
Right.
You've been playing football with a bunch of guys for 5 years.
No, I listen.
No, let me
go
finish.
ahead.
Let me finish. So people listening or watching can see this logic in my argument.
Right.
You've been playing together for 5 years. You've almost done. So the year before last year, you came close, but you fell short.
Where didn't they come
They
close?
came close in terms of the Premier League. They finished.
I don't think they've ever come close to the Premier League.
No,
except for the Leicester year.
no.
We
When
came close 3 years ago.
3 years ago, they
Yeah,
came close. That's what I'm
Leicester
saying.
year, but they still finished third and
Yes.
11 points behind.
Hey
Yeah,
man,
but
don't disrespect him. He's
No,
already been.
what I'm saying is this: they came close to being recognized as a perennial
Wow.
threat in the
Right.
Premier
We
League.
are a perennial threat for the last 5 years.
Jesus
We are.
Christ.
JJC, let me
Going at
land.
it.
So they came close, and so they said, okay, this is something we can build upon, okay?
Right.
And so the next season, they went to the Champions League final, and still, nothing happened. Nothing came from it.
Well,
I tell
nothing
you-
happened in the Champions League for you guys for the last 3 years.
Listen, let me finish. We're talking
There
about
was
Spurs.
no Champions League.
That's weak.
We're
That's
talking about
weak.
Spurs.
That's
We're talking about Spurs. Now, that game against Ajax was their crowning glory. The way they came back last minute, it reminds me of the Belgium-Japan game in the World Cup, where they do a counter attack and they score the goal. Yeah. So like that's their crowning glory. That Ajax game. Since then, Lord.
But
how many games will we play since then?
we
Champions League final, six rounds of the season. That's it.
The only thing I want to add to what Tony's saying is Eriksen wants to leave,
but he didn't.
But he wants to.
But
let me finish. Yeah. Do you think that's the only thing I wanted to say?
Let me ask you a question. Let me continue. Why do you keep going to other people's teams?
No, because that's normal. I'm just trying to say there's nothing.
Let me finish my point.
Special going on.
What do you think is going to happen?
Let me finish my point. Eriksen wants to leave. Yeah. I have a feeling that he's not the only person that wants to leave. I think Podge wants to leave, and like you were saying, I think Harry Kane.
I don't think Harry Kane will leave. But he'll be thinking of it.
I think everybody's
if Podge leaves and Eriksen leaves, why the fuck would Harry Kane stay?
Oh, he'll stay because he's a big fish in a small pond. And they'll pay him big maximum money.
He's a very ambitious looking guy. When you see him,
he ain't that ambitious. Let me tell you something.
Very ambitious
he might be ambitious all he wants. When they put the money down for that brother, he'll stay. They'll build a team. But
somebody else will give him the money for that.
No, he's the captain of England. He's going nowhere. He's going nowhere.
All right, we'll remember
and
these
striker's kind of a tough position to crack at a top team. Like everybody has their
go-to guys.
No,
go-to guys.
Man,
and only one can play.
Man, you don't.
But
you want
it's kind of a little move.
We're talking top teams.
Yeah. I mean, Harry Kane's not going anywhere.
Good point.
But what do you think is going to happen with Eriksen now?
I think nothing will happen. Really.
So he's going to leave on the free.
I think everybody's overreacting.
Are you serious, Martin?
I don't think anything will happen. If Eriksen will leave, you have Lo Celso. Somebody else will come. It's not a big deal.
But he's going to leave for zero?
No, wait a second. Time out. Hold on.
Because his contract finishes next summer.
Can we check this man's temperature right now?
Listen, he's in denial. You could just
I just don't think it's a big problem. There's we played 6 games this season.
I just want to
very unlucky loss against Newcastle. Kind of unlucky loss against Leicester when we had goal disallowed, leading 1-0. Yeah, I mean it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I just want to switch topics for 1 second.
It's not great, but it's not.
I want to switch topics.
As my sister would say, for your denying devil is a liar.
I gotta switch topics for 1 second, and it's just go back to Arsenal. Like this is what I think Arsenal should do with Ozil. You should sell him to China,
but you can't
and use the money
because he's on a 350,000 contract.
Yeah, China will pay for that.
Yeah, China might pay for it, but the problem is that's the thing. When you sign these players to this big,
when he can get that in London, why would he go to China?
Yeah,
because they're selling him. Does he have a no sell clause?
Do you know how many players?
No, but he can decide to not
go. Yeah, and they're stuck with it. Do you know how many players have been?
So he has that clause.
Do you know how many players have gone to China and returned?
I mean, 3 parties have to agree. Selling party, buying party, and the player himself.
Yeah, the player can block it.
Right.
You know, I mean, the reason he would go is if they paid him $500 a week.
Yes.
Then he would go.
Yeah.
Then he would go.
Right.
But so many players go to China, they realize they're far away from their families, the cultural differences, the level of playing.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard. I mean, he'd be better off coming to America for a switch in lifestyle. Rather than money.
Got that wage cap thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Rather than money.
At least for the
just to come here for a switch. Like if he has kids who want to go to school here, or his wife wants to come.
You can get him on the podcast. He can ask himself like what.
and listen, in MLS,
you could yell at him on the podcast.
and listen, in MLS, Izzo will be like doing whatever he wants. He doesn't have to defend. He'll just play passes, score goals.
He still doesn't defend.
He'll be the best player.
So it doesn't matter.
I don't think Mesut Ozil can believe the salary he's on at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like when he got offered that a contract extension with the
300
data what he had shown in the previous few years, it made no sense.
But here's the key. Ozil, in my opinion, over the last 10 years, up until the last 2 to 3 seasons, was one of the best players in the world.
Oh yeah,
his distribution was second to none in the whole of Europe. He made more assists than anybody in Europe.
Listen, his distribution is still up there. He just can't.
He's just off the. I feel like he's just off the pace.
But here's the thing: I don't even think he's as bad as Emery is treating him. To be honest, I don't. And it's like your whole Arsenal team is bad at defending. So why is it always just on Ozil? You know what I'm saying?
I tell you why it's on Ozil.
You just mentioned your whole defense is shitty.
But listen,
the red jacket is shitty.
No, but let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it's on Ozil. Ozil's style of play is just so lackluster, so that when he loses the ball, he just jogs back. He doesn't
Sure.
sprint back.
But
and if you watch Manchester City play, those guys hustle
Run.
for each other.
Right. But I see
And
David.
that's the difference.
But listen, why are we on Ozil when David Luiz has given up more goals?
'Cause
Since he's been a gunner in 6 games, then Ozil has been probably responsible his entire Arsenal season.
Yeah, but David Luiz doesn't lose the ball in midfield.
No, he loses it in defense.
2 yards away from the goal.
Yes.
That's even what
That-
But
that's
like with
outrageous.
David Luiz, I feel like
I
there's
feel-
a sense of you knew what you're getting with him.
Listen,
I
aerially,
don't think they knew that.
No, they did. I mean, listen, David Luiz is not the greatest defender, but he commands the line when he's playing well. He commands the line when he's playing well. You don't think he does?
I feel
he's
I feel
playing
like
well.
I feel David Luiz needs other
Players
players.
around
better quality defenders
Yeah, yeah.
around him to show his best qualities.
Yes, I can see, but that's what I'm saying. When he's in the right situation, he has that
But
command.
but you don't have that right now.
No, of
with
course we
Arsenal.
don't. Socrates,
So-
what is that?
Well, this is one thing I want to say. I thought I was going to switch
Hold on a second
topics.
before we change topics. I'm sorry
Go
to
ahead.
interrupt you. We should call out for Chinese food because that's where half of Tottenham's team is going to be playing soon. We should call out for
God
Chinese
damn.
food.
The half that we
Jesus.
need, we don't need probably.
Yeah, your defenders, Vertonghen and Toby.
You would take him over Socrates, I'll tell you
Well,
that.
that would actually be a decent position to be in because, as I said, if that happens, they get some money,
That's
and
what-
they don't
and
have to seed those players.
I'm-
around
I like-
them.
I like Foyth.
Yeah.
I like
In the
Foyth.
Champions
I'm
League.
telling you, whether
Yeah.
you agree with me or not, this is business.
Yeah.
Daniel Levy is not going to get that big money and not try to chip away at that debt. He's
Yeah.
not going to spend it all on players.
We
It's
just
a
spend
business.
a lot of money, the most they ever spend.
So
I
basically,
understand.
Spurs is following the Arsenal model.
No,
Yeah, you are. I
no,
mean,
we're
based
not.
on
We're
what he's
spending. We
saying,
just spend.
Look up the club's finances. Who are the most in debt, or the sort of who has the healthiest bank balance?
I'll tell you who's in debt. Barcelona is in debt.
while you look that up, I have a complaint about Harry Kane.
Tell me.
You're a goal scorer, Harry Kane, right?
Go for it.
You're gonna score goals every week, so you should have a better celebration. It's not like it's an accident that you score goals every week, or it's a rare occasion. Like, this is not good enough. Like, he needs to get his goal celebration shit together.
He's just too English.
So our Arsenal's
English.
turnover
Super
too
403.
bland.
Yeah.
So we're good.
All right.
We're
well,
good.
That's them. Then
This is, by the way, 2 years reports revenues. from 2 years
2017.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's from 2017.
Yeah, look up the latest joint.
I don't think you have the
No, no,
have the
no, no,
latest
don't
because
have 'em.
they
What about
released them a year.
2018?
Yeah.
2018. There you go.
Yeah.
Not revenue, definitely debt for sure. Oh wait,
same one is 20.
could you go back
2018.
just one page? I think we saw something right there.
I think Levy just
Right
has
there.
this reputation.
No, clubs with the largest debt in English football. There we go. 2019, February.
Manchester United,
18th. Go back.
top
yeah.
of the table.
Okay. Let's see.
Top of the list.
Tops the list. Okay.
Oh.
There we go.
Where are the Spurs behind you guys?
Fifth. Yeah, fifth.
There you go. See?
Well, you're third.
Why Chelsea has not.
But we've paid off. We're third because of
This
wages
makes no
of
sense.
players. We've paid off the stadium,
Damn Newcastle, they're fucked.
and we've been up the top longer. You just came, JJC, like I said before, and look where you are. You're only 20 behind us,
Yeah.
and you just got there,
I mean-
and you've got a brand new stadium. I would
mean,
not like
why-
to
Which
be
makes
you.
money, too.
I mean-
Well, we're doing fine.
I would
We're
not
doing
like to
fine.
be you.
I just wondering, why would you bring someone here that hates you so much?
He's an Arsenal
I mean, I
fan.
like him.
That makes a good podcast, isn't it?
So what?
It makes a good podcast.
Yeah,
That's
for
what I'm
me,
saying.
I'm just.
Are you like in Norwich colors?
No, this is Brazil.
Oh, okay.
But let's speaking of Norwich.
Yeah.
Norwich beat Man City last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this week,
They're loud.
Man
They-
City plays
They took it out on
Watford. Anything in yellow was gonna get it this week. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the
Anywhere
team.
associated with the yellow.
You don't. It don't matter what kind of yellow you in. You don't want to be in front of Man City after they lost to a team in yellow the week before. And what do you guys think about the 8-0 drubbing?
Could have been 12.
Yes,
You know what's funny? Like nobody's talked about it. Nobody's talking about it.
I've
It's like
seen people
it's-
talk about it.
But it just feels like. I know it's supposed to be like it's the biggest record probably.
No,
like,
it isn't.
in
Man
a
United
lot.
have the biggest record, 9-0.
Yeah, but like it's not happened in a long time and
Yeah.
stuff.
And they beat someone 8-2,
But it's
right?
probably like
Who was
the
it? Remember?
Who?
Menu?
I mean, we beat people so bad.
Was it
so
Arsenal
many
by any
times,
chance?
I can't
No?
remember.
Okay.
Oh, was it? Is that what you're trying to say?
Can we order Chinese
But
food,
like-
please? Tell Bretongan
Like
to bring
it's
it
probably
over.
like the 5th or 6th most talking point of the weekend because
That was a
it's
big
just like
deal.
you expect City to do that. It's gonna click someday.
They've scored 33 goals on them in the last 7 games.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Listen.
scored 7, I think, in the cup final, or 6, right? 6 or 7. So it's like
Yeah.
14 or
I
15
think
in
it's
the
the
last 2
most
games.
irrelevant
So-
stat
So like
of the season.
like I said earlier on, teams get up when they go to places.
Yeah.
Norwich were like, "Yo, this is our time to shine,"
Yeah.
and the only thing that stops them from winning is a good Man City team. Man City were not firing on all cylinders. They were just out of, like, I think they hit the woodwork. They were
Yeah.
just not. It was just.
It was just a matter of time.
It was just, and it's just one of those things whereby
And-
football is a cruel sport.
Yeah, and Otamendi had
But no,
Yeah.
I saw that game. Norwich came to
Norwich
play.
came. That's what I'm saying. So
And
Man
they
City
always come to play.
Man
and
City
Norwich
were off.
have a decent team.
yeah.
They have a decent team. I mean, but Man City were off. That's just a fact. They weren't at their best, and that's just
Yeah.
a fact. And I'm saying there is no way
You know,
that if
you know
both
who was
teams,
off Sunday?
Who?
Watford.
The
Jesus Christ.
City probably.
Watford were like training ground players that day.
It was, you know, what Watford looked like. You know, they look exactly, you know, the dummies that they stick in the grass,
Look
that
like
dribble and pass around,
Yeah.
dressed in the same colors. Like the dummies could have did a better job.
Okay, so
than
let me ask you
Looked
guys a
like
question.
Elton John was on the team, right?
Let me ask you a question. Who here plays any kind of sport or has played any kind of organized sport?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been in that game where it's cold, you're 3 goals down, and
You just give
you
up.
just cannot
Yeah,
muster anything?
and you know you're
It
not.
felt like that.
And you know it's Man City. They're the champions. It's 5-0 by 17th, 20th minute.
Yes.
And Otamendi just scored on you, yeah.
Otamendi just had an assist and scored on you, and you're like, shit. This is going to be a long fucking game.
So you know, so
Yeah.
you know the 3 points are in the bag. It's hard to get up for that.
Yeah.
I'm not making excuses. You're a professional. You
Yeah,
should do
yeah.
your job. But it's hard to get up for that.
Yeah, if
you
they
don't
can
track
score
back.
once, why wouldn't they score 9 times?
Yes.
Like,
So to track back, to mark your players, to sort of just, and then also you don't want to get too frustrated to where you lash out and you get a red card.
And you're already blaming everyone else.
Exactly.
The goalie's getting the shit end of it.
Oh my days. They gave him a school.
Dude, I felt
Foster.
bad for him.
Why? What happened?
Ooh.
8 goals.
Yeah,
He happened. He was.
Yeah, man.
And he was probably their best player anyway.
Shit, that motherfucker plays for England.
No, he's the third
It's
string.
the third
is he?
string. That's
Third
too
string?
close.
Yeah,
That is
well.
too
Yeah.
close.
Oh, but for Norwich, all you got to do is stop Pookie. That's
yeah, actually,
it.
you know, they've got that young
I
kid,
don't
the other
know.
kid, the one who plays for
Cant-
England under
Cantwell.
20. Yeah, he's
Cantwell.
nice. He's
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
It's a Cantwell,
I mean,
yeah.
but he's still not that caliber. He's not world class caliber.
I think he will be.
Cantwell?
Yeah.
I don't
I've been
know.
watching him play, man.
There's a lot of young.
No.
I will tell you. I will tell you this much. There's a lot of young Englishmen who are exciting.
Madison.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, of
He's
course, Madison
fucking
is
good.
very good.
England's
That
And
kid
and
fucking
Mount,
did it
Mount is
dirty.
good.
Mount
and
from Chelsea.
Yeah, Mount from
he's
Chelsea
really
is
good.
good.
That midfield area of Chelsea, like they've got like those like almost emulating the Spain Iniesta, you know, those shorter guys, Iniesta and Xavi type midfielders that
have
I'm
a,
learning under Pep
like-
and under, you know.
and we have a couple
Yes.
more who nobody knows about right now, but I'm pretty confident they will, like, in the next 2 or 3
He's
years.
a Chelsea fan, so
Yeah,
he
so can we
knows the
talk
whole-
about them losing?
Yeah, let's talk
Yeah.
about Chelsea getting done
Let
by
me
the
just
red.
let
by
me
the
just
red.
say one thing about City.
Let's talk. Go ahead.
Just to
finish it.
finish City, I think still it's Liverpool's title to lose, and I think City will have those games when they will just out of anger destroy opponents because they're available. They know how to do it. But I still think that that it's Liverpool looks hungry for its title. They're very economical the way they play. They have a game plan for every opponent. It will be very difficult, and they should have won the league last year because they had a major advantage at some point.
Well, I think just
Well,
like how they lost the Champions League the year before and then they won it after, I think they'll repeat that with the Premier League.
I mean,
like they're getting better every season. They can grow into things, and I think they can pull this off.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's
City,
tough to win
City
3
can
years in a
win
row.
8-0, 5-0, 6-0. It's still the same 3 points.
Yeah.
Right? So,
I would say City might rather win the Champions League this year than
Probably.
the Premier League.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah, I
what Pep
guess.
would prefer. But here's what I will say. People are catching on to Liverpool, as Chelsea showed. I mean, down that right wing, they were just, I mean, like the commentators were like, he might have to put his leg on ice. He was just knocking the balls in, knocking them in. What's his name that came on for Alonso? He was just crossing the balls in. And if they had a capable striker, they might have scored a goal or two. So all I'm saying to you is this. Yes, Liverpool.
Who was on the right? Who was defending the
It was
their right.
They switched.
Alexander Arnold.
Alexander Arnold.
He's probably one of the best right backs offensively, but he has a few defensive.
But so is the same thing with Alonso. He's a terrible.
He can't play defense.
Terrible
defender.
Listen,
Chelsea don't have no
he plays
defense.
midfield.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Alonso's not a left back.
Yeah, but that's what
he's like second striker.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying to you. He was marauding up and down that wing and putting the crosses in. He was maybe not down, but he was. But the point I'm making is this: there was a frailty exposed, and it went on and on and on and on. I thought they would score.
Yeah,
it just kept going on. So while Liverpool are still looking like a very good team, I still feel the most complete team, healthy squad is Man City.
Yeah, no, I agree. Positionally, yeah.
And I feel that Liverpool are still running on the fumes of Champions League, and they will continue to play good football.
But there's one thing about City. That is a major problem.
Centre back.
They didn't replace Company. Stones, unfortunately, injury prone, but also not really the guy they wanted he will become. And Otamendi of East Otamendi.
I don't know,
Laporte
man.
is out.
I don't know. Laporte is out. I agree. But how many games did Company play last season?
Enough to win.
He was crucial.
That's the thing. The margin of error is so tiny at the top.
He was commanding the line. They don't have the leader.
The margin of error at the top is so tiny. You just need slip-ups in 2 or 3 games, and that's it.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I don't feel
like one of them already happened.
Yeah.
In versus Norwich.
2 of them happened because they took a draw against the Spurs.
Right.
So they're already 5 points behind.
Yeah, that VAR thing was just
5 points behind.
That was bullshit.
So but I still feel like they can win. They can make up those points on. I mean, they still have to play Liverpool. They can make up those points.
Let me ask, how you feel about Chelsea?
So the game, I mean, it was frustrating, but like.
Why did you expect to win?
No, I didn't expect. So I'm coming to that. So here's the thing: like we played the Super Cup versus Liverpool, and now we played this game, right? So it's about 210 minutes, and we kind of went toe to toe in both games.
Right.
But to come out of that with nothing to show for is the frustrating aspect.
I would expect you to come out of that with nothing to show for it.
Yeah, but like having played I felt like we had an answer for most things, and we trying to manage it with like players dropping like flies. It's just that it's just the way you look at it. There's a lot of positives to be taken. The fact that you could go against such a well-oiled machine and not look completely outclassed with such a young team and manager in the first 2 months of his with the new team and pretty much half the team out. It's those
half
are positives.
The team out.
Yeah, I think we have like another 4 or 5 players who are gonna slot in straight on the first team.
Okay,
first
so
11.
so
who?
to answer.
I can give names.
Let me hear these names.
Was on the bench.
Hudson-Odoi.
Oh yeah, but he's gone for a while.
No, but Hudson is back. He's back tomorrow.
So you think?
Yes, really?
You think he'll start over Tammy?
No, he's a winger.
Tammy? He's a winger. All
Yeah,
right.
he's right.
But I don't believe in him yet.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna say.
But there's like 4
Well,
or 5.
let him just name the other players.
Name the other players.
So Hudson-Odoi, Loftus-Cheek.
I don't believe in him.
Okay.
You don't believe in Loftus-Cheek?
I believe in Loftus a little bit. Yes.
Yeah,
Loftus-Cheek, Reece James, a right back, because Aspilicueta he's having the Ivanovic season from 2015-16.
Right.
And Rudiger.
Oh yeah.
So that's 4 plus Emerson's missed 3 games. Now he went back. He played the start of the game.
Still lost games with Emerson, but I get it. He's just getting into the league.
He's like
so he's gonna be.
He has been one of our best players in the few games that he has played.
Right.
And Kante was out for a lot of the games. He just made a comeback again.
Kante is the best player in the world in that position, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, to answer your thing about you've played 210 minutes against Liverpool and you've matched them toe to toe. Okay.
Now you're Spurs.
That's all right.
Devil is a liar. So okay, I'm not going to harp on you as much about Spurs, but part of football is set pieces.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's been a weakness for us for 3 years now.
So part of
Yeah.
football is set pieces. It's part
Yeah.
of the package, just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
You haven't matched them toe to toe.
On set pizzas, no.
It's part of the game. You can't nitpick it.
No, I'm saying, I agree. I completely agree.
So-
Set pieces
so-
has been a huge issue.
So it's still part of
for
the game.
us.
He's on him
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah.
so you can choose to say we matched them toe to toe. You didn't.
But set pieces are like what? How many seconds in a game?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
but they score
matter.
goals.
Doesn't matter.
Our
Because-
goals come from them.
Because let me just
Okay.
interject on this. This is why I'm glad you brought up set pieces, because it's a part of the reason why if they fire Solskjaer, like last season, if they didn't give Solskjaer the job, I would have been like upset. But this season, I would just fire him because of how we don't handle set pieces. Like when I saw that Liverpool set piece and they like Klopp is doing all the fine
Details.
margins, all the details.
you
the
can't
things.
you-
Let me
you
finish.
can't
Let me
stop
finish.
that.
You can't?
Freak it.
Listen, that's my whole point. It's like, listen, he's making sure he rings. If there's any chance to win the game, he's figured it out. He's there. Like I've seen
In his fourth year.
I've seen Man U get 8 corners in a game, and
Yeah.
nothing fucking happened.
Okay,
the corners
so-
ain't even good.
But, but that's what
and
I mean
and
about
also
being a well-oiled machine.
Our free
Right.
kicks. That's why I'm like, if they fire Solskjaer, I ain't gonna feel bad because I want somebody. I want him to.
You want someone creative and someone.
But
Yeah, who's gonna
but,
like?
but you
they-
ain't gonna
they
get
cover-
somebody who's gonna check every box in the
You have
first
to.
12 months.
Okay, here's my
Of
here's
your-
my
of his-
But
little
this
thought.
Managerial
is
stint.
pretty obvious that we're
Yeah.
not taking advantage of all our height, all our free kicks. We got Ashley.
Yeah.
Listen, it's just easy.
No, I
lem-
agree.
Like David
Yeah.
Beckham used to be the best passer on Man U, like long ball. So our best passer is Pogba. I ain't never seen Pogba take a free kick in the last year and a half.
He doesn't have the confidence because of. I mean, he's not hitting the.
But
he's not
what
striking the
is
ball. well.
did he used to take in his previous
Yeah,
club?
I think I've seen him do it.
I
Here's the
don't
thing about Chelsea. Here's the thing about Chelsea.
know. Okay.
Even if they're technically don't have the greatest results this season, there's a level of excitement
Yes.
about this team. I think that fans are behind Frank Lampard. I think they like that he's playing young players. They like the way they attack. They're exciting team to watch. They're adventurous team, and they're willing to give them time. I think the fans are behind
And
what's going
I
on.
think we started the season with a couple of if you had to make like a PowerPoint presentation of what's really wrong about this team,
Mm-hmm.
I think we are halfway through resolving some of the issues.
Yeah, of course, you started losing to the United's 0-4. How
yeah,
did that happen?
no, I'm talking even before that season. Like for us, striker getting goals was a big issue. Like we haven't been able to fill the Diego Costa void.
So you're willing
for
to
a
put your
while.
horse behind Tammy Abraham
Yeah, I
as
mean,
a striker?
I mean, I think from people like we've seen him at every level, he's got that complete package.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
Good
I
luck to you.
completely believe that.
Good luck to you. So
you don't believe
nah,
me?
man. Anyway, so here's the key.
That's hilarious.
Here's the key. The thing is, you people are. You make me laugh,
He
and I
just,
tell you,
he just you peopled you.
you make me laugh. All this intellectual talk. I would rather my team played ugly and won.
That's not
Yeah,
what I'm
but it's a
talking about.
different
So
stage.
wait, let
But
me,
wait,
let me
which
fin- let
team
me-
has won
no,
every game that they've ever played?
No, listen.
That happened last
that's-
weekend,
No,
as a matter
let me
of
finish. Let me finish. So you're talking about people are excited about Chelsea. People are behind him, but y'all are losing.
Yeah, but
But
so
hold
they're
on,
building
hold on.
something.
Let me
But there's
finish.
every you to look at Liverpool and City right now.
Okay.
Where were they in their first years under this manager?
Okay. So that's another story. Let's put that on the back burner.
No,
I'm
but
gonna
it's the same
no,
story.
No, let me
Every
fin-
team has its arc.
Okay, so let me
And
let
you
me,
have to go
Yeah,
through.
I
let me
agree with
land
him
my
on that.
plane. Let me land my plane. For years.
Don't land it in the water.
I don't know how to land in water because I can't swim. So for years,
That means you're gonna drown.
Arsenal
Don't
played the best football in the Premier League.
Exactly. If you start saying it for
You
years,
ain't
I
gonna-
agree with
You ain't
you.
gonna let me finish.
Go ahead, finish.
No,
not recent though.
Yeah. For years, Arsenal played the most exciting football in the Premier League and lost. It was dagger after dagger after dagger to my heart. And so we came to, and one of the
When you
things
say lost, what did you lose? You didn't win the Premiership.
we didn't
but
win
you,
the Premiership.
You
and we
came
didn't,
second.
No, we didn't win a lot of games. There were
Right.
games
but
we
that-
lost.
okay,
but
you're right.
it's a
hold on,
completely different thing, though.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so now Mourinho came along, and Mourinho was the messiah of the Premier League with Chelsea, and he won games by any means necessary. There were beautiful games he played, and there were ugly games he played. You understand what I'm saying? Now, you can turn around and say Chelsea's exciting, and as a person who might just watch any team on any given day, oh yeah, I like to watch him. The result doesn't matter to me. But as a Chelsea fan, the day you start accepting that, at least we played well, I will never accept that from the Arsenal.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying at least we play well. All right, that's it.
Yes.
I'm saying what we can take from that to win. I believe in winning points, and it's a result-oriented business.
Yes.
So what you're saying about Arsenal played exciting football and lost for over a decade, yes, that's a problem.
He didn't say a decade.
I think
But it is. I added the facts.
No, I know.
I stuck the landing that you're
nice
talking
shot,
about.
nice
You
shot.
know what was the biggest win for Chelsea this season? Sending David Luiz to Arsenal.
But my point is, it's totally legitimate to talk about that in the first, when a new manager comes in, a
First
new
6
team
games.
team comes in, and he's going through a lot of resources that he doesn't have. He's trying to make do with what he has. So in that context, context is important, right?
Okay, yeah.
In the long run, I agree with what you're saying.
Okay.
But in the immediate short run, when you're looking to build towards something, these things are gonna happen. It's about how you respond to certain situations,
Okay.
how you respond to individual teams. He's shown that he's pretty flexible.
Okay.
He's not stuck on one formation, stuck on one tactic.
Okay.
Uh,
So
so-
let me just
say something.
I need a note paper because I want somebody else to talk. But I'm coming back to you.
All right, I agree with what you're saying so far. This is we're gonna let the paint dry after you threw paint on the canvas, and it's dripping. We don't know where each line is going to stop,
And both
how
games,
the
you look at
picture
it, it
is going to
was-
look. This is a logical thing that he's saying.
The
It's
problem
only
is he's
6
not
games
Jackson
in.
Pollock.
Well, we'll see. We
You
don't
can't
know.
throw splint and
Jackson
okay.
Pollock wasn't Jackson Pollock until he was Jackson Pollock.
and
Although,
Yeah, that's the thing.
although
Like,
on paper, Chelsea still are technically third for best team on
Okay,
paper.
yeah,
On
so-
paper, you have
okay.
players. I mean,
So
you have
can I now come back to him?
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody okay with this?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all,
You just hate everybody.
because
well, that's fine. Like he had the command. He's still like.
First of all, here's the key.
Listen, let me say something. I just wish Arsenal's midfield had the energy that you have. Because they would be
I'm going to do something now.
amazing.
I'm going to do something now that probably only you might understand.
Right.
Watch me, so.
Go ahead. I think
That's all I'm going to do.
But it's still
So
true.
I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
come back to that too, and if you want. I got answers for everybody today. So, first of all, you tried to throw me shade by saying you did. Let me finish.
He said 10.
Okay, that's
he
okay.
said 10. I heard it.
That's okay. You tried to throw me shade by saying
No, it was important to my point.
now this
Time
is
period.
now this is going to be important to my point. Who ruined the Premier League?
Huh?
Who ruined the Premier League?
Who ruined the Premier League?
Abramovich.
Yes. Thank you.
No.
Abramovich, he
No.
brought Andre Sheffield. Yes, he did.
No.
He was the guy who started spending money.
Oh, he broke your monopoly.
No,
so
he didn't
somebody
break-
ruined it.
No,
You wanted to finish second every
no.
season as opposed to finishing fourth.
He ruined the financial structure
Oh,
of the
shit.
Premier
Wait,
League.
he didn't ruin any
He did, and
structure.
that is why. Let me finish.
Tony, you gotta let us laugh at that point that he just made.
the best
That was
podcast ever.
fucking hilarious.
That was, but it's not true. So it's not true because the truth of the matter is you're
Oh,
paying.
shit.
Now, see. Let me bring it full circle.
ahead.
You ruined the financial structure of
No,
the.
that's your point. I don't agree with it.
Can I finish?
All right.
Okay. In my opinion, my point
Yes.
is that you ruined the financial structure of the Premier League by buying Andrei Shevchenko, a 32-year-old striker who had knee injuries from AC Milan, for $30-odd million. Put that on the back burner. Now you are paying the price of your illegal dealings.
Wait,
And
what
you-
price on
The price of you're being penalized. That's why you can't get a big manager. That's why you can't be active in the transfer market for 2 years. You've been doing this stuff since he took over.
Did you read why we got the transfer ban?
Why did you get the transfer ban? I
What
read
do
it.
you think, in your opinion?
Because you were approaching players that you shouldn't have been approaching.
Which ones?
Young ones.
Young ones.
Yeah.
How does Andriy Shevchenko come into the picture?
It's a pattern you started by spending money around. You think you can just approach anybody with money
so-
and throw it around?
so this
You-
is a-
the-
This
is
the
not-
point I'm
but
trying
this
to
is
make.
not- this
Let me
has got
finish.
nothing
Let me
to do-
understand. No, let me explain it to you. The reason why you are in this situation now, that you are saying, "Oh, it's a process. It's a this." if you had not had
I'm
that,
not even upset about the transfer ban. I don't even know what you're barking up the wrong tree.
no, I'm not, because does anyone understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what
Thank
you're
you.
saying.
So if you don't understand it, I'll try and explain it to you a bit better.
Okay.
The reason that you are in this embryonic stage or this growing phase or this whatever you want to call it,
Which
Has
every
nothing
team,
to do with money.
Which
it,
every
it
team
has a lot to.
But listen, every team.
I'll tell you
goes
if you
through
want to, because I
a
live
rebirth.
this
Wait a
7
second.
days of my life. I can tell you exactly why we're in this
Listen,
stage.
let everybody just hear what he said. He's saying that the reason they're in this situation right now has nothing to do with money.
Yeah, I absolutely
Let
believe
me
that.
just ask everybody at the table. Do you agree with that?
Yes and no.
Sit. Do you agree with that?
You can't just
You-
shut
you-
people down because they don't
No,
agree
I'm
with you
gonna
completely.
come back to everybody. I'm going to come back.
Okay.
You think that they're not in that situation because of money?
No, because of money. Yeah, I think.
Thank you. So you agree with me?
I am.
But what?
do you
I
think?
don't. I don't.
Let's
but
just
what's
take the poll.
Why
Let's take the toll. Let's take
what's
the
the
poll.
reasoning behind that statement, though?
We can back it up if you want. Go ahead.
Yeah, money.
Yeah.
Getting
So I want to hear your yes or no before we come back to you.
Because it's more than just the money. You know what I'm saying? Because what Chelsea is going through is a rebuilding period. Every team goes through that, money or not. So this is just a part of it's part
cycle.
money and part of the natural cycle of football.
And
Not
there's one
everybody
more
gets a
thing.
fan.
And
So I
there's
can't,
one
so I
more
can't
thing.
put it on just money.
No, but that's
And
all
there's
right.
one
As an
more
Arsenal
thing,
fan, like the cycle's been, it's like a parabola.
Guys,
It's just
but there's
gonna-
the most
it
important
takes
thing, what
too
happened
long.
with Chelsea? The most important thing, you've lost the best player in the league.
And that
You've
too.
just lost
Yeah.
the
But which
best
is a part of the
player
cycle,
in the league.
which is a part of the cycle
So-
of football.
So
And I don't think many
So-
Chelsea fans are even talking about it.
Okay,
We've
so-
gotten over it.
So enlighten us.
In-
why
in
is it not
credit
money?
to you guys.
Why is it not money? Enlighten us.
So the
You live it
so-
7 days a week, 24/7.
Yeah, so the
Enlighten
reason
us.
why we got the transfer ban, for example. So you're talking about the embryonic stage, why we're here right now, why we're having to rebuild for the
thing-
2 times in 2
you
years.
waxed poetic about the reason you're in this stage is because it's a process, it's a thing. You were like,
No,
it's
but that's
positive,
football.
growth.
It's for
Okay,
every
great.
team. It's
Okay,
not just
okay,
Chelsea.
Brilliant. So why are
I
you?
mean, you
guys-
should know that.
So
Like-
why are you at this stage? Is
Like,
what
well, we do have to end this argument because the time is running out. But let me tell you something, man. I don't know what happened to the nice English guy that showed up here early. But do not feed the Arsenal gremlins after midnight because they will come at you. They will come for your throat. Now, you can get to talk because we play you next week. So I just want to go into next week's main fixture.
Okay.
And
Lord,
so,
I'm waiting.
so
We'll talk after
we'll
this.
talk
it's,
after.
it's my turn. It's
Okay.
my
Scott,
turn.
it's not
Sure,
money.
sure, sure.
Trust me on that.
No, it's my turn to
Okay.
deal with the wrath
Okay.
of Tony.
Okay, gotcha.
So what do you think is going to happen next week?
I hate to say it,
Do you?
yes,
All right.
but I think that because first of all we've got some injuries and we've got players coming back this week. We've got Kearney stepping in. We've got Holding coming
He's
back.
a good player.
We've got Bellerin coming back.
Are they going to play?
They're
right
going to
away?
play midweek. I read something
Carabao
where
Cup.
they're going to play
League Cup,
against
yeah.
Nottingham
Yeah.
Forest and to get some legs, 60 minutes
Yeah.
maybe if we're lucky.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's been such a cosh over you guys' head. You're going to have to show up.
Oh.
You're going to have to.
I see.
It's a do or die for you.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. I feel like everybody, like you're going to bring out your big guns. It's going to be like,
Is it at United?
We don't
Yes.
have no
You
guns.
probably not.
What about
last
Phil
there.
Jones? No?
what'd you
like-
say?
So what-
Isn't that the stat? Like United hasn't lost at home to Arsenal.
Yeah, but
for
whatever.
like
But even
15
so,
years,
this
something?
would be the right time to pick at them if
Yeah.
it was possible. But I feel like this is the Alamo for you guys. It's the last stand.
And what happened at the Alamo?
What's the latest
They
on
lost.
Rashford? Is
They-
he-
no,
how
no,
is
it
he
depends on
doing?
which side you're talking
That's
about.
what, that's what I was about to say. You know, Rashford's still going to be out.
Rashford's going to be out, but you bring in Jesse Lingard. Lingard's in.
Centre forward.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Yeah.
interesting.
All I'm saying is this. I just feel like it's not necessarily just about skill. When your back's to the wall, like this could be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's undoing. He could get fired if he
Is
was.
Martial gonna play?
I think you should have more faith.
Listen,
Is
the inconsistency of
It
the
depends
Arsenal.
if Martial is playing. If Martial is playing,
You-
he would, Socrates and Lewis will have their hands full. If Martial is playing, because
Yeah, but
Martial
we've got
is a
some
pro
defenders
player.
coming back. So Kearney's going to be back and Tierney rather.
I would just say
I would play Martial as a
I
center
don't
forward
know
if he can
I don't know
play.
if Pogba's
I think he's
gonna
the
be back.
designated centre forward.
Well,
anyways.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know
Absolutely.
if Pogba's going to be back.
He can run with
Is
people.
is Martial coming back?
I mean, if he is, then it's a different story. Yeah,
If
then it's
he
a different
is,
story.
and if he is he fit? like fit. You know what I'm saying?
I'll play him.
You can get 60 minutes out of him.
Against the Greek statue.
That's what I'm saying. He might not be playing. The Greek statue might not. I think the Greek statue will play midweek against Nottingham Forest, but I don't think he'll play. Against Manchester City.
Just tell me one thing though, as an Arsenal fan, do you think David Luiz is in any danger of losing his starting spot?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if he's not, that's a problem.
The problem is bodies.
Yeah.
Bodies. That's literally what the problem is. If Rob Holding can come in,
but do you rate him ahead of David Luiz?
He doesn't like him.
Yeah,
I don't. I can't lie.
Yeah,
I can't.
I was just thinking because like his problem at Chelsea was he didn't want to be fourth choice, but what if he is a replacement even at Arsenal? So
yeah, but the problem is
swapped for.
But it's money though, isn't it? He's there for a check.
Yeah, but that's like a 2-year contract.
Yeah, but that's what I'm doing. Listen, and like I said, he'll be what 30 by then.
No, he's already 32.
There you go. So that's
it's
it.
gonna be 34.
It's like when we brought in the guy, the Swiss guy, who used to play for Inter. Oh my goodness! What were you thinking?
Juventus?
Isn't he still there?
No,
he's gone.
Released. Thank goodness. I
Yeah.
mean, like, why would you do that? He's going out. Well, that's all we can afford.
Yeah, that's a bad way to build a team.
Well,
either don't buy or like buy top guys.
So you don't believe you could win?
No, I believe. Of course, we could.
Right.
I mean, like I said, this is the time to take you guys if we were going to take you. But I also know that when your back is against the wall, it's going to be interesting.
Martial will play and Pogba will play, so it's a different story.
Yeah.
There you go.
They haven't played in weeks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We need them. They haven't played in weeks. We weren't playing great when they were there. So, why would I think it's gonna make a difference? But
this game can go either way.
The game could go. The game could get
even
even because you're
both teams have frailties.
This is what's happening. This is so funny. Like when you're attacking other teams, you have maximum confidence, and so do I, and so does everybody. But when I ask you, can you win, and you have to think about your team winning a match, that's when you lose confidence. That's when I lose confidence. That's if I ask you if you're playing a team next week.
We're playing Southampton. I'm pretty confident.
But if you're playing a supposedly top 6 team, and you shouldn't have any confidence. You just lost to Leicester.
That's why. That's why we're gonna win for sure.
That's why you're gonna win for sure.
Yeah,
we're gonna Man City it.
Yeah, we're too good.
We're gonna Man City it. We're gonna Man City it.
Yeah,
Spurs playing Man City?
Who do you guys
He's saying
play?
they're gonna Man City it.
No, but the most interesting game.
And you
for
guys
me,
got Brighton.
Yeah, and it's a tricky game because Brighton are not bad.
Yeah, Brighton are a different team this year.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They play good
I
looking
think
football,
our
but
most
they
important
can't always score.
I think for maybe in the long run, our most important game of this week is gonna be tomorrow on Wednesday against Grimsby in the League Cup.
Really?
Because we have Hudson-Odoi and Reece James coming back after like 6-month-long injuries.
Okay.
And they've played a few games for our under 23 squad.
Yeah.
And those are two players who, if they can prove themselves to be match fit, I expect them to be making the starting level.
What position is Reece Jones?
So wait a second. Why does that become your most important game?
Because those have been two holes for a long time now. And we've been like holding the fort. Now we want these players to like get in.
Let me ask you a question.
I don't think that's the most important game.
I don't. What position does Hudson-Odoi play? Right?
Left winger.
Left? Where does Pulisic play?
Right. I mean, he can play both.
But based on what you've seen so far, who do you think is better, Pulisic or Hudson?
Hudson-Odoi, no question.
You've seen him play better.
How much have you watched Pulisic?
Yeah,
I've watched.
Hudson
I've
is pretty
watched.
good.
I've
You watched
watched
him in Germany?
him in the Bundesliga.
You watched him in
Yeah. Like the goal threat Hudson-Odoi has.
He's pretty good. I agree.
Is pretty unreal. Like it's remarkable. Like I mean, of
good.
course, the caveat being he
you
has
said
to prove it at
Hudson-Odoi has played
as
in
a-
the.
as a-
Where did you see him play?
No, Pulisic in the Bundesliga.
Right.
He's
But-
a starter for England. Hudson-Odoi.
The
that
goal
doesn't mean
threat he
anything.
has
That doesn't
is
mean
like
doesn't mean anything.
you know, like when you're trying to take a shot and there's like
Let
this
me ask you a
psychic.
question. When you're quoting what how you've seen how good a Hudson-Odoi play,
Yeah.
what league did you see him playing?
Well, I saw him play. I've seen Hudson-Odoi play for the last like in a lot of like lower
Where?
leagues.
Lower.
Yeah,
yes.
like the age
Oh, okay.
group. But
Alright.
he played last season in like a lot of the cup competitions in
Yeah,
Europa League.
which is
So I'm saying I agree. But we've not seen Pulisic in the Premier League either. By
I've
the
We've
way.
seen
seen him at top
I've seen
level.
him.
We've
In
seen
the
him at top level.
Premier League.
I've seen him play
in top
better
league in
than
Germany.
I've ever seen Hudson-Odoi play in the Premiership.
I think
Well, Hudson-Odoi has played
good.
6 or 7 games, which is pretty much
So
the same.
so it's Pulisic, and
yeah.
he's played better than Pulisic.
I'm
has
just
played
saying.
better than
I'm just
Hudson.
saying. I feel Hudson-Odoi is in
Because
terms
you've
of
seen
a
him
goal
play better in lower leagues, and I've seen
That's why
Pulisic
Tammy
play
Abraham
better.
was,
I'm
Ta-
talking
Tammy
about-
Abraham was
I've
knocking
seen
down goals in the
I've seen
in the
Pulisic
Premiership.
play better in the Bundesliga than I've seen Tammy. Than you've seen Tammy play in lower leagues. So I don't know why you believe in Hudson
I'm not
more
sa-
than Pulisic.
I'm
It
not
doesn't
sa-
make sense to me.
I'm not saying that I don't feel Pulisic is a good player. Pulisic is a good player.
I ask you, who's better?
I feel he's better.
And why do you
on-
think this-
in
this
the
guy
in the level
coming
of skill
back-
set?
I
I
would
feel
say they can
Hudson-Odoi
play
is
both. Hudson-Odoi is more offensive player, can put him on a wing in
yeah,
when you
they're
have
going to
two,
be your starting wingers
two
by the end of
wingers
the
and
season.
one Abraham up front, and Pulisic can play behind. He can play more like half and half.
No,
center
I
as
feel
well, yeah.
I actually feel Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic are going to be your two
We'll
wingers.
see. I was just curious.
Yeah.
And he can play also behind. Pulisic can
Yeah,
play
it
behind.
doesn't
Yeah,
make
but
sense
we're
to
probably
me.
going to play Mount there ideally.
He can play in so-called.
You just made me side.
Yeah, but the problem is that
with the gun of Nigeria.
Yeah, but the problem is this though. Like Chelsea fans just wax poetic about their team. They never see any chinks. in
Wait,
the
I
armor.
just went up against Pulisic. Is also from a team.
No, that's what I'm saying. But
So-
they're both good players. They're both
They're both good players.
All right,
I'm not saying they're the complete article though.
it's 7:52.
Oh,
so
that time was gone.
the time's up. So plug what you got to plug.
October 4th, the Gramercy Theater in New York. Me, Sam Tripoli, Eddie Bravo, talking flat Earth, alien bullshit. Yeah, pretty much follow me at XG Marks the Spot, and we're gonna win next week.
Amen to that.
Martin,
New season in CISLA starts this Sunday.
could
You're
you
gonna see
say
me there.
your credits in English, please? Because I don't know. That's what you just said, bro.
New season of NCISLA starting this Sunday. You'll see me there in this season.
NCSLA, NCSI,
NCIS.
NCIS. Okay.
You'll see me in this, and I have a couple movies coming out, but I'm gonna talk about it later.
All right. What you got?
This Friday I'm in San Diego. I'm at the Space Bar at 8 p.m. and on Saturday at the National Comedy Theater, 7:30 p.m. And the next week I'm producing my own show at the Comedy Palace, but Fridays and Saturdays.
And what you got, Tolman?
Tonight, actually, the sitcom that I'm going to be involved with, let's just leave it at that, starts to air. Bob Hart's Abishola. It's on CBS 2.
Oh, that one with Gina.
Yes.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
it called?
You know Gina?
Yeah, I know Gina.
Oh, Gina's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah, yeah.
She's dope.
Yeah.
Bob Hart's Abishola. It's Chuck Lorre's new sitcom.
Oh, okay.
Hilarious.
Oh,
really,
okay.
really.
Actually,
That makes
check that
complete
out.
sense now.
Yes.
yeah.
So yeah, that starts tonight, and yeah.
What network?
tune in, CBS.
At what
Ah,
time?
cool.
What time is it now?
Almost 8.
8:30.
8:30.
35
Yeah,
minutes
half
from
an
now.
That's it. You don't want to miss
Set
that.
your DVRs if you're listening to podcasts or doing something else. Set your DVRs.
Yeah. And then I'm at the Press Box this weekend in Fresno, 7 p.m. show, Press Box Grill. I'm also at Press Box 2 in Clovis, the same this weekend at a 9:30 show, and a Helium in St. Louis, October 3rd to the 5th, and Zany's Rosemont, October 11th through 12th, and the Stardome, October in Alabama, October 18th through the 20th. And follow me on Instagram at Ian Edwards Comic.
Yes, sir. All right, that was so much fun.
That's fun.
But I will tell you this
You
much.
down to come back?
I'm dying to
And
come
you-
back, but
all right.
you didn't let me answer the Chelsea thing, though.
All right, go ahead.
That's
You got time to throw that in.
okay, so you were going to tell me why it is that finances do not have anything to do with what you're going through.
Because we got caught on a technicality where we approached players. It's got nothing to do with finances. The financial terms that a lot of the clubs, like all the big European clubs, put forward to like 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds
Mhm.
are pretty much the same.
Mhm.
But we approached a few players
Mhm.
below the age limit that you're allowed to for inter-country transfers.
Mhm.
And that's where,
Okay.
it became.
Okay, so let's put that on the back burner. We're going
Yeah.
to discuss that. Why is it not a financial problem that allows you to bring in someone like Frank Lampard? Why is it not because of finances? You think if you did not have this ban, Frank Lampard would be your coach?
Well, here's the thing. We had
It's
a
a
coach.
yes or no answer.
I think the club wanted to go in a different direction. It's not just Frank Lampard. You look at the appointment of Peter Cech as director of football.
Okay.
There's a specific direction we are going through. And
So it's just a no answer. The answer is no. Then is that what I'm going?
I feel it's the moment Sarri left. I feel if there was no transfer ban,
Mm-hmm.
Sarri would still be your manager.
Okay.
But the moment Sarri left,
Okay.
I think Frank Lampard was right up there in the list of people that we're gonna.
I think everything fell in place like dominoes.
Yeah.
I totally disagree. I feel like he would never be in such a big club with such inexperience. Frank Lampard, never. But
Well,
anyway,
there's a lot. You have to
This-
look at the appointment
This
in its
argument
totality.
could continue forever.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Aaron Brungard.
What
What's
up?
up, Aaron?
yep.
You good?
Thanks for holding it down.
Thanks
sir.
for holding it down, man. And guys, this is being heated. Martin,
I take responsibility.
Martin, bro.
Was the Martin.
I've never seen somebody
I'm
I
animated.
like the way
bring the rope.
Chelsea got
finish.
it.
I like the way I've never seen somebody bring a rope and hang themselves with it to a podcast. But thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
man.
You deserved every hole drilled in your body.
We're lucky. We're lucky he showed up.
Chelsea,
And
we're
you got it
Chelsea.
second.
We're lucky he showed up.
I mean,
Thank you.
You guys are gonna do better than Man U this season, so fuck you. I'm glad you got hit up like that, and you too. But you stayed out of it. You're smart. All right, y'all.
Smart,
Peace.
yeah.
Take care, guys.
All right. It's hilarious.